So today we're combining two lessons once again. We're combining lessons 22 and 23, again, because they're very similar, and I think that we can learn both of those lessons in one day, okay? Your learning goal today is to be able to divide 3 and 4-digit divisors, 3 and 4-digit dividends by 2-digit divisors. Remind me again, what's another word for dividend? Whole. So we can think of this, as being dividing 3 and 4-digit wholes by 2-digit divisors. How is this the same as what we've been learning? Reagan? It's still dividing whole numbers, yeah. How is it different? Vasisht? We're dividing bigger numbers now, 3 and 4-digit wholes, instead of before we were just doing 3-digit wholes, right? Okay, good. The first problem we're dealing with is 590 divided by 17. Now, I can see that 590 is pretty close, let's start with this first. 17, because I always need to estimate the divisor first. 17 is pretty close to 20, and I like working with 20. So I wrote that down first. And then I saw that 59 tens is pretty close to 60 tens, wouldn't you say? So if I have 60 tens divided by 2 tens, how many tens do I have? I have 3 tens, right? So I would have 3 tens left over. That would be my estimate. So let's try dividing. I have 590 divided by 17. Should I start in the hundreds place, tens place, or ones place? Let's take a look at my estimate. My estimate is how many tens? Because I have the tens here, I know that I'm going to start with having 3 in the tens place. Okay, what's 3 tens times 17? 51 whats? 51 tens. So I'm going to put 51 and make sure the 1 is in the tens place. Do you guys see how that's in the tens place? Is this 51 tens or 51 ones? 51 tens, good. So how many tens do I have left over? 8 tens, right? Let's regroup those 8 tens into ones. So how many ones do I have altogether? 80. So now I have a new problem. I have to do 80 divided by 17. Let's round again, though. So this time I have 80 ones. And let's keep my divisor 20 when I estimate. If I have 80 divided by 20, what do I have? 4. And this time I'm in the ones, right? So I have 4 ones. So what number should I try in the quotient? I should try 4 ones. Okay, what's 4 times 17?
68.
68. Okay, so what's left over if I have 68 ones? What's left over? 12. So that means my remainder should be 12. Okay, so how is this problem different than what we've been doing? It's different because we need to do 2 estimations. We're working first in the tens and then in the ones. Okay? So as we know, to check, we need to do the whole number part of the quotient, which is 34, and we need to multiply that by the divisor, which is 17. Can we do 34 times 17? Sure. We know that 7 times 4 is 28. We'll put the 8 and carry the 2. 7 times 3 is 21, plus 2 is 23. Now we're working in the tens, so we put a 0 there. And 1 times 34 is 34. So if I add that together, I get 578. Uh-oh. That's not my whole. I don't feel good about it yet. What should I do, Lakshan?
Add the remainder.
I need to add the remainder. 578 plus 12 is 590. So I can put a check mark here because it matches up with my whole. Because I can't do 8 divided by 40, I'm going to regroup the hundreds into tens. 8 hundreds becomes how many tens? 80, good. And plus the 3 tens I already have, that's 83 tens. What number is pretty close to 83 that's compatible with 40? Reagan? 84 is compatible with 40?
Oh, 840.
840? Okay, sure. So we have 84 tens divided by 4. D. Okay? So because 84 is not compatible with 40, we don't want to use this estimate. What would be a better estimate that is compatible with 40? Ben? Ah, so we have 80 divided by 40. Now, is it really 80 or is it 80 tens? Okay, that part is very important. Okay, what's 80 divided by 40? Everyone? 2. And then are we working with the tens or ones or hundreds? So we have 2 tens. Okay. By putting the whole, our actual whole, 839, inside the house, and we'll put our actual divisor, 41, outside knocking on the door. Because 80 tens divided by 40 is 2 tens, what should we try first? 2 in the what's place? Tens, okay. So 2 times 41 is 82, good. And so do we have any tens left over? Yeah, we have 1 10 left over. But we can regroup that 1 10 as what? 10 ones, and then add the one we already have as 19 ones. Okay. Now, can 19 be divided by 40? No. So how many times can 19 go into 40? How many times does 19 go into 40? If I have $19, can I split it equally by 41 people? So how many times can I give, how many dollars would I be able to give everyone? So what do I need to record in the ones place? So how many ones did I use up? 0. So what is my remainder? So my answer should be 20, remainder 19. But I can't really be sure until I check. When I check, I'm going to multiply 20 times 41. Okay. So I can actually do this in my head because I know that I have 2 times 41, which is 82, and I have 1 factor of 10. And then what do I need to do? I need to add my remainder, which is 839. Do I feel good about that? Good. Check. 5, rounding the divisor. 29 is pretty close to what number that's a lot easier to work with? 30. Okay. So we will change that into a 30. Now, if I have in the thousands place a 6, can 6 be divided by 30? 6 is a lot smaller than 30. Could I do 6 divided by 30? No. I could. I would get a decimal, and I don't want that right now, right? I want a whole number. So let's regroup this 6 thousands into hundreds. 6 thousands becomes how many hundreds? 60 hundreds. And then I have 2 right here. So how many hundreds do I have altogether? 62 hundreds. 62 hundreds is pretty close to what number that's compatible with 30? Junebuk? 60. So let's write 60 hundreds. It's very important when you're doing your estimate to write what unit you're dealing with. Okay, so 60 divided by 30 is what? 2. And I'm working in the what place value? Hundreds. Good. Okay, now we're ready to divide. Let's write our actual dividend, or our actual whole, which is 6,247. And our actual divisor, which is 29. Okay, our first one should be 200. So I'm going to put a 2 above the hundreds place. What's 2 times 29? 58, okay. So how many hundreds do I have left over? 62 minus 58 is 4. Okay, I'm going to regroup that now into tens. If I have 4 hundreds, how many tens do I have? 40. So if I bring down the original 4 tens I have, how many tens do I have altogether? 44 tens. So let's estimate. If we know that our divisor is pretty close to 30, 44 is pretty close to what whole number that is compatible with 30? It would be, is it closer to 30 or 60? 30. Okay, so if I have 30, is it 30 ones or 30 tens? Okay, so write that down under your estimate column. 30 tens divided by 30. 30 divided by 30 is 1, and I'm working in the tens, so it should be 1 tens. So what number should I put when I'm dividing in the tens place? A 1. Okay, 1 times 29 is 29. So what do I have left over?
15.
15 tens. Okay. I can't divide those 15 tens by 29 anymore, so I can regroup the 15 tens as how many ones? 150 ones, yeah. But I already had 7 ones here to bring down. So how many ones do I have altogether? Okay, now we need to estimate again. 157 ones is pretty close to what number that's compatible with 30? 157 is pretty close to what number? Vasisht?
150.
And what's the place value we're working with now? Ones. Okay, good. So 150 divided by 30 is 5, and I'm working with the ones. So in my division, I'm going to try 5 next. What's 5 times 29? 145, right? And so what do I have left over? 12. So my answer should be 215, remainder 12. I want you to notice, and I'm going to say this on the recording, it's very important that I have 3 estimates here. 1, 2, 3. Because I had to first work in the hundreds, then the tens, then the ones. You'll also notice in my estimate, I wrote the place value. If you don't do that, it will be very important. It'll be very easy to make fabulous fails. So make sure you do that, okay? All right, let's check our answer.